Hey, Utah Mammoth fans, Tusks up, and welcome into another Utah Mammoth Daily. So, yesterday we talked about bad puck luck and strong goaltending from opponents-ish, but the reality is simpler when it comes to generating offense, in my opinion. Uh, this team just needs more shots. Currently, the Mammoth are averaging just 26 per game, and this video is being recorded before the Calgary game in the home opener. So, take these stats with a grain of salt. But that 26 shots ranks towards the bottom, about 23rd, 24th in the league. And that's just not good enough, especially with all of the offensive talent that the Mammoth have. They're not getting to the middle of the ice often enough. They're turning down shooting lanes, and I'm looking square in the face of this fella right here, as well as Sergachev, and they're settling for perimeter play. Way too many long-range shots. Ian Cole, Nate Schmidt feel like they just have to fling it in there. So that's how you get long offensive zone shifts with nothing to show for it, and that's what happened against Chicago. The good news, these are all correctable habits. It's not game-breaking. It's not fundamental flaws. We don't need to reteach these guys how to skate. But they've got to start creating traffic up in front of the net. Barrett Hayton, Jack McBain, Andrew Agazzino, Kyler Yamamoto, I don't care. I mean, Kyler Yamamoto is probably the smallest guy on the ice. Michael Carcone, just get in there. Get your noses dirty. Take away the goalie's sight lines and just let the volume lead to results and let chaos reign a little bit. It doesn't always have to be the pretty goal. It doesn't. It's nice when it happens, but it doesn't always have to be that pretty goal. And they've scored a few pretty goals this season, but that seems like what they continuously go after. And it's just, they just need more scrappy, greasy, dirty goals out there. So, internal fixes. What do we have? They just need to change the formula. First, Utah's forwards have to simplify the game. Right now, there's too much east-west play at the blue line and not enough direct attack. When you have players like Gunther, Cooley, Peterka, Keller, you don't need perfect passing. You just need pressure. Coach Strigney can also help by adjusting the zone entries. Utah's trying to carry the puck a little bit too often for me. They do a lot of dump and chase, but they just need to get less predictable when they get into the zone and less predictable when it comes to power plays. Because right now, every team knows it's just shuffle the puck around until we can get a pass to Dylan Gunther on one of the points and just let him shoot. That needs to be something else. There needs to be more pressure elsewhere. So that's what needs to happen, and for the love of hockey, there just needs to be more bodies in front of the goalie. This team misses Spicy Tuna. That's what he does. He's just always in the face of somebody in front of the goal. They need Barrett Hayton and Jack McBain to be there, and they are missing Alexander Kerfoot as well. Those guys just live in front of the net. Lawson Krause is doing what he can, but on that line, there's not much offensive pressure happening there. So until he's back, the other guys, until Spicy Tuna's back, the other guys need to fill that role better. Utah doesn't need fancier plays. They do the fancy plays really well, and they try too hard to do them. They need uglier ones. And so what this really reminds me of is watching the old Avalanche teams of the early 2000s. After they won their cup, they just started to try to get too fancy with it all. And that's why they started losing games. And so that's what it feels like with the Mammoth right now. Again, 3 games in, no time, no need to panic. There's no red button to smash right now. But those are just some of the thoughts I've been having over the past couple of days as I'm still digesting that ugly loss against Chicago, who, coincidentally, is the lowest shots on goal in the league at just 19.5. And Utah lost to them. Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow for any fan. And I am a fan. So if the struggles continue, though, I'm going to keep an eye on New York. So let's get to November. And if the goals still aren't coming, then it might be time to look outside the organization. It really might be. And right now, both New York teams are worth watching. The Rangers have been god-awful at home, shut out in 3 straight home games. And the Islanders have the worst record in the league. They haven't won a game yet. That's the kind of pressure that can lead to a sell-off. And we know in New York, it doesn't take a lot for those fans to turn on their team. That's just the market. So if that happens, I do have 2 dream guys that I would like the Mammoth to go after, but by no means do I think they will, and by no means do I think the Islanders and Rangers will ever sell these guys off, even in a sell-off. So keep that in mind, but I would love to see either or both of these guys in a Mammoth jersey. First is Anders Lee from the Islanders. He's one of the league's premier net front scorers, a physical guy with the kind of toughness Utah's lineup kind of lacks right now. And the other one is Mika Zibanejad. I love his game from the Rangers. He's a legitimate top-line center who could do everything: shoot, win draws, and lead. And we won't have to trot out the third line to start games because we don't have somebody else who can take the face-off or when we open up periods. So that's what I want, but it's not going to happen. Realistically, any way you slice it, there's no trade that would leave both teams happy for either of these guys. But who knows? Hockey's weird, and hockey trades happen. So I'm hoping for a hockey trade with those guys, but by no means do I think it's realistic. Zibanejad would give Utah instant 1A, 1B punch with Logan Cooley at center, and Anders Lee would give them the muscle to complement Keller's finesse. Both would add the kind of experience that helps a young core find its finish as well. And both guys know what expectations mean playing in New York, and they were both high draft picks as well. So they could also help out Utah's young high draft picks, find their way in the league. And lastly now, the real goal. Let's bring it back to reality a little bit. So let's wrap this up with perspective. Utah's not far off. The defensive structure is good. Veggie and Vanacek have been solid, and the core pieces are showing flashes. What's missing is a rhythm, and we are still early in the season. The offense needs to stop playing to look good and start playing to score. Just score. That's how teams like Dallas, Winnipeg, and even Colorado sometimes break out of funks. They don't wait for the perfect goal or the perfect play. They just manufacture it. If Utah keeps hovering around 26 shots a night, they'll struggle to win any games. But if they start to drive the middle, play off rebounds, and trusting volume, the offense will open up, with or without getting a guy like Zibanejad or Lee. So whether the fix comes from within or from a phone call to one of the struggling New York clubs, the message is the same. The Mammoth need more chaos. They need more volume, and they definitely need more traffic in front of the net. That's how you turn promise into points. So this has been your Utah Mammoth Daily. Tusks up. And next episode, it will be a reaction to the home opener. I wish I could have gone, but, life is what it is. So I'll talk about what I saw and the noise that the Delta Center made and the performance of the boys. And I hope to see you all there.